Hi, I'm Doug McKinlay and you're watching Adorama TV. Now, we've been doing these videos for about 2, maybe 3 years now. And the one thing I haven't done as yet is answer viewers' questions. So that's what we'll do this afternoon. I really like the idea of this, so please keep sending them in because we'll do this in the future again. Now I've got a list of questions here and I'm going to jump right into the big one first. Doug, what is the most extreme thing you've done to get the perfect shot? Well, first off, I don't think there is the perfect shot, or at least I haven't got it as yet. Now, movies and TV over the years have created this fearless image of the photojournalist running between buildings and dodging bullets and then finally getting the girl in the end. Well, let me just tell you, it's not really like that. Professional photographers working in dangerous places take extreme care. They don't want to become the news. They're doing their job and they just want to get it done. And they know that they can't be an effective photojournalist if you're dead. Now for me, I have run into some difficult places in my time. When I was younger, in my 20s, Central America was a place I worked in a lot. El Salvador, Nicaragua, and Guatemala. But any of the extreme sort of situations I found myself in were more inadvertent than planned. I certainly don't want to get injured when I'm trying to work. Now later on, I was in Cambodia in the 90s, and that too had its moments. And then the last decade or so has been places like Afghanistan and Libya, among others. So, I think the most extreme thing I've done in recent years is go up a bosun's chair on the mast of a yacht so I can get a bird's eye view of the boat below. Now you stack that up against the image of TV and movies, it's not very extreme at all. Moving on, next question. Doug, can you advise me on whether to buy a 50mm, 1.8 or 1.4 lens? It's a good question. Let me just be upfront here at first. I shoot Canon stuff and I'm not really up to speed on other manufacturers' equipment. So my answer is going to be basically Canon biased. Now the 1.8 or the nifty 50, I think it's a fantastic lens. It's got good optics, great color, good contrast, etc. It's reasonably priced, only about $100, £100 perhaps. The older version, I think pre-2012, I think it is, might be a little better than the newer version because it has a few more bits of important metal bits in there, like the mount and such. In fact, the older version sells for more used than the newer version sells for new. Again, it's a reasonably priced lens. I think you can't go wrong in buying that. Now, the 1.4, I think the big advantage there is that extra stop of light. It gives you a little more versatility, especially when you're shooting in low light and perhaps handheld. I think you can't go wrong with either one of these lenses. I think they're both a good buy, depending on your budget. The next question. When shooting silhouettes, can it work for every subject? Well, yes and no. How's that for a straight answer? First off, remember that silhouettes are essentially two-dimensional images, usually a bold subject against a really bright background. Now, this could be something as small as a bread box or as big as a mountain. It really depends on how your subject is situated against the light. If you're starting to see things like detail and texture in your picture, you're looking at more of a shadow picture than a silhouette picture. But it's up to the photographer to determine which is more pleasing. Our fourth question of the day is, when did you begin taking pictures and did it come naturally to you or did you learn the process? I'm definitely in the learn the process camp. I don't think anybody wakes up one morning and suddenly has a great insight into what an f-stop or a shutter speed is, or the circular confusion for that matter, because it sure confused me. Now, I got my first camera as a young kid, around 8 or 9 years old, that my dad gave me, but I had no idea how to use it. And probably for 10 years, I just took rubbish pictures. It wasn't until I was about 17 or 18 when I decided that it was time to actually learn how to do this properly, both the mechanics and the aesthetics. So I'm not sure if it comes naturally to anybody. I think it's one of those things, it's a process where over the course of a long time, years and years and years, you start to develop that eye to take those good pictures. You start to understand your equipment and understand how light works. So I'm a little bit skeptical. Anybody says to me, oh, he's a natural photographer, she's a natural photographer, she's got this fantastic eye that needs no knowledge. No, I think that's just really pushing it. So I think it's a learned process personally. Now, my penultimate question is, how do I feel about natural light versus big lighting setups? You know what? I don't have any feeling about it at all. I'm a photojournalist, and 99% of the time I use natural light. apart from the occasional blast of a speed light or two. I know I understand that, that large lighting setups are difficult, and I think I really respect the people who can do that and who do that as living. Now for me personally, the problem is that with those large lighting setups, you're usually working within a team, 8, 10 people or something. Well, I work better on my own. I don't play well with others, so I prefer natural light. The last question of the day is a bit surreal. Where does one find a rubber egg? Well, dropping it. Now, a few episodes back, we did a video on using kitchen utensils to make some fine art pictures. Part of that was using 2 forks and an egg. Now, my hands are a bit shaky, so I used a rubber one. Where did I find it? In the fridge. I'm not sure how it got there, but I'm pretty sure it came from my other half's parents' farm, who have a big farm down in Kent, and I'm sure she brought it up. Nonetheless, it worked as a great prop for our video. So those are great questions, and really keep them coming. I really enjoy answering the questions. Thanks for watching. I'm Doug McKinlay for Adorama TV. Don't forget, you can subscribe to Adorama TV for more great videos, and let us know what you think. You can like, comment, or share this video. And please stop by the Adorama Learning Center for more great tips and tricks.